All right, this is skill practice B2, essential skills you need to know. Let's do this. All right, the first one we're doing is comparing these two decimals. Fill in the blank with a greater than, less than, or equal to. So we have 45 thousandths, 42 hundredths. We need to compare them. Well, looking at the whole number, 0, 0, we can't make any decisions. But when looking at the tenths place, 0 is smaller than 4. So therefore, it's going to be a less than symbol. Some kids might have thought about it as money, where it'd be like 4 cents and 42 cents. Either way, it's going to be a less than symbol. We'll keep going. Let's compare two fractions. Fill in the blank with a greater than, less than, or equal to. We've got 3/4 compared to 4/5. A couple ways you could do this. You could make them into decimals. 3/4 is 0.75, 4/5 is 0.8. And therefore, you could just look at the tenths place. 7's less than 8, 7/10 compared to 8/10. Another way to do it is the cross product trick. You could do 4 times 4 and 5 times 3. 15 is less than 16. So that's like the cross product way to compare fractions that aren't equal. All right, we'll keep going. If square root of 4 is 2, then square root of 36 is what? 4 is a perfect square, so its square root is 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. These are other ways you might see it. But square root of 36 is going to be a 6. All right, we'll keep going. What is the missing number? Okay, a couple ways you can do this. Some of you have already caught on. If you do 18 times 2 divided by 6, you'll get an answer. You can do it one way just by doing it that way. You could also look at this 6 and 18, and hey, 6 became 2 by dividing by 3. You could divide 18 by 3. That's one way. You could also do the cross product trick, where you do 18 times 2, 6 times n. So 6n is 36, because they're going to be the same thing. 6 times what is 36? That mystery number is going to be a 6. We'll keep going. Solving for n, we've got the mystery number. We're subtracting 5 from it, and we're getting negative 11. What would n have to be? To solve for n, you could add 5 to cancel out the minus 5. You have to do it to both sides. You end up getting a negative 6. n is equal to negative 6. We'll keep going. Solve for m. So we're solving for the variable m. 5 times a number is negative 35. Some of you might know your times tables immediately, and that's good. To figure out what m is, you would be dividing out the 5. This is a coefficient. You're going to divide out the 5. That's one way to show it here. Negative 35 divided by 5 is negative 7. So if you put a negative 7 in here, 5 times negative 7 gives you that answer. We'll keep going. We're going to fill in the table. Now, we've done some of these already in class. This is just a more expanded way of working it out. If your x value is 15, what's your y value when you've got y equaling x plus 3? Well, you take your 15, you put it in here. 15 plus 3 is 18. Over here, the x is now a 4. I put in a 4. 4 plus 3 gives you 7. I put in a negative 3. We have a new x of negative 3. And you get a 0. If I put in a negative 10, negative 10 plus 3 gives you negative 7. 15, 18, 4, 7, negative 3, 0. You added 3 to all the inputs. All right, we're going to keep going. We've got y equaling 5x. That's our new table. So we're taking our x value and multiplying it by 5. So I put a 4 in here. 5 times 4 gives me 20. I put a 0 in here. 5 times 0 gives me 0. I put a negative 2 in here. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. I put a negative 8 in here. 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. All right, we're going to keep going. Pick all numbers that make this inequality true. Something is greater than or equal to 6. We're looking for things that are greater than or equal to 6. Well, 10 would work. So something is greater than or equal to 6. 10 would work. Let's see, 4 is not greater than or equal to 0. Nope. -5, nope. What about 6? Is 6 greater than or equal to 6? It sure is. All right, we're going to keep going. Problem 10. Something is greater than -4. Some number is greater than -4. So some kids might say -9 is, but when you picture a number line, -9 would be to the left of -4. Any positive is going to work. 0 would work. Not -4. And this one, we don't want it to be equal to, we want it to be greater than. So -4 is not going to work. 4 would work and 2 would work. All right, we're going to keep going. If I flip a coin 50 times, how many times would I expect the coin to land on heads? This is something called theoretical probability. I'm not actually flipping the coin, I'm just thinking about flipping the coin. How many times would you expect it to land on heads? Some of you already probably have an answer. For one event, if you flip a coin once, you have a 1 in 2 chance of landing on heads. Number of heads out of total possibilities. A 1 in 2 chance. Some kids will say 50-50, but that's odds. That's something different. So a 1 in 2 chance. That also means out of every 2 flips, I should get a heads once. So out of 50 events, basically, you just set up a proportion like this. Something out of 50. And then you can do a couple different tricks. You could do the 50 times 1 divided by 2. You could also do the cross products. Either way, no matter how you work it out, you're going to get 25 as your answer. Some of you probably did that one in your head. You want to understand this process. They're not always going to be this obvious. All right, we've got one more. The coin should land on heads 25 times. All right, one more. Here we go. What is this number in standard notation? This is currently in scientific notation. We're going to slide that decimal 8 places to the right. The big mistake is kids automatically stick 8 zeros on. That's not the case. It's going to slide 8 place values, but you're only going to need 7 zeros. So it's going to be this. The decimal slid right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 places. That is about it. I hope this helps. Best of luck to you.